before the east side of Bend had much of anything on it, some church members just in bold faith through prayer purchased this land. There's over 20 acres behind me, knowing someday God's gonna bring generations of kids to call this place home and to learn and to grow and to strive for an incredible future at a place called Trinity.
That involved the leaving behind of a very beautiful sanctuary without a sanctuary over here. And so the plan at the time was to worship in the gymnasium in the interim. They hoped that would be about 5 years. It's been 20 years since that decision was made.
So that first year we came in, and there were about 300 students, preschool through grade 12. March came along, and that's when we got our COVID evacuation notice from the state, and everything shut down. And we thought for a couple of weeks, but it ended up being through the entire rest of the school year, the ministry year. And when we got ready to reopen in the fall, we were at 285 students. In August of that year, we presented our first budget together. We were going to lose $500,000 that year. And nobody said a word. They just passed it. That next year, God had a different plan. And by the middle of the year, because we were able to open, and we added another kindergarten, another first grade, another second grade, to where the next year we were well into the over 450, near 470. Enrollment right now is about almost 670. One of the things that the board had done in the process of calling a new executive director, head of school, and then a new pastor, was they borrowed some money from Lutheran Church Extension Fund, refinanced their loan. If we had an idea, they didn't want to tell us that we couldn't fund it.
And I remember sitting with Greg and praying over this. What if we don't build a church? What if we don't build a school? Let's build Trinity. What came out of that, our new building that's going to be opening in the coming months, consists of a purpose-built sanctuary where we can gather together for worship on Sunday mornings. It'll be used throughout the week for band and choir classes. And then we have 8 classrooms that are going in, including a brand new science lab.
We went back to LCEF to get the loan, and they said, you don't need $10.5 million, you need 9. We had cut 4 classrooms out of it. To get to 4 classrooms, it wasn't going to be enough. And when they brought the bids in, we realized we could actually add those 4 classrooms back in. They were just instrumental in helping us determine what we needed, realizing that we didn't need as much as we thought we needed, and making the process just so easy for us.
Ministry in the Pacific Northwest is quite different because people are looking for other options for education for their students, but they're not predominantly looking for Christian options. But we have a number of students as well that have never heard the gospel before. We welcome them with open arms because they're going to hear about Jesus. And that, of course, is our mission, sharing the hope of Jesus with Bend, Central Oregon, and beyond.
Years ago, when I was helping in my son's kindergarten class at Christmas time, and they were doing a project about the Nativity, and a little boy sitting next to my 5-year-old son said, "What are you drawing? What is that?" And he had never heard the true story of Christmas. He had never heard about baby Jesus in the manger, being born to save us. And so this little boy's life was impacted and changed because my 5-year-old son got to make his kindergarten classroom into a mission field that day.